Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to the channel English Grammar for All by Asiya Ahmed. Today we are going to start our lecture number 16. And lecture number 16 is about figurative language. So let's see what is this. A type of descriptive language where the meaning of the phrase is not to be taken literally or word for word. The phrase has a deeper or more abstract meaning. There are several types of figurative language like cliche, hyperbole, personification, idioms, etc. So let's discuss them one by one. First is simile, a figure of speech which involves a direct comparison between two unlike things, usually with the words like or as. Example is the muscles on his brawny arms are strong as iron bands. Here are some more examples of similes like today I am feeling as fresh as a daisy. John runs as fast as lightning. My best friend is as stubborn as a mule. After that meal, I feel as fat as a pig. And so on. Next is oxymoron. These are contradictory terms appear side by side, known as a compressed paradox. Examples are Great Depression, criminal justice, Hell's Angels. So you can see these are contradictory terms. Let's see some more examples. Plastic glasses, escaped prisoner, deliberate mistake. These are contradictory terms because they have opposite meanings. Next is idiom. There are several definitions of idioms according to different dictionaries. Here are few of them. According to Webster Dictionary, an idiom is an expression whose meaning cannot be predicted from the usual meanings of its constituent elements. And according to T.C. Cooper, an idiom can have a literal meaning, but its alternate figurative meaning must be understood metaphorically. Another definition is a speech form or an expression of a given language that is peculiar to itself grammatically or cannot be understood from the individual meanings of its elements, as in keep tabs on. Now let's see some examples of idioms. Two heads are much better than one. I've been on cloud 9 all day. When my dad found out, he blew his top. And many more given in this picture. Next is hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggeration used to make a point. Example is I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. So eat a horse is an exaggeration because nobody can eat a horse. These are some more examples of hyperbole. My backpack weighs a ton. I could sleep for a year. I've told you a million times. These shoes are killing me. Next is alliteration. When two or more nearby words start with the same consonant sound. Example, the beautiful blue butterfly bumped into a box. More examples are platypus play pocky picking popcorn. Cockatoo cooks crazy cold crocodiles. Cola kicks kind kids kites. They seem tongue twister little bit. Next is personification. A figure of speech which gives the qualities of a person to an animal, an object, or an idea. Example is the wind yells while blowing. We all know the wind cannot yell, only a living thing can yell. So, this is personification. Some more examples are the sun peeked happily from behind a cloud. The trees danced back and forth in the wind. The car happily squealed down the highway. It was time to go home, but the bell refused to ring. And many more examples given in this picture. Next is pun. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a pun or paranomisia is a form of wordplay which suggests two or more interpretations by exploiting multiple meanings of words or phrases for an intended humorous or rhetorical effect. Some examples are a horse is a very stable animal. An elephant's opinion holds a lot of weight. Santa's helpers are known as subordinate clauses. A boiled egg every morning is hard to beat. Reading while sunbathing makes you well read. A pessimist blood type is always B negative. So all these are examples of puns which create humor. Let's see another example of pun. Why were the teacher's eyes crossed? Because she couldn't control her pupils. Ha ha ha. Next is onomatopoeia, a word whose sound suggests its meaning. Examples are buzz, splat, drip, ring, beep. The leaves crunched under my feet. So it shows sound of a word. Let's see another definition and example of onomatopoeia. When the sound of a spoken word imitates the sound being described. Examples: hiss, ding, bang, woof, mew, purr, crunch, whistle, burp. All these are sounds word. Next is metaphor, a figure of speech that compares two unlike things without using the words like or as and states the comparison as it were a fact. Examples are the conductor's voice was a bass drum echoing throughout the car. You are the light in my life. Love is a lie. Some more examples are: your friend George is just a big baby. You are my guardian angel. Johnny's mouth is one huge metal factory, and so on. Next is cliche. According to Oxford English Dictionary, a phrase or opinion that is overused and betrays a lack of original thought. Another definition, a very predictable or unoriginal thing or person. Some examples of cliche are: it's bone chilling cold, sleeping like the dead, at the end of my rope, nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof, nip it in the bud. Next is assonance. It is the use of words that have the same or very similar vowel sounds near one another. Example: summer fun, rise high in the bright sky. Next is symbolism. Symbolism is when the author uses an object or reference to add deeper meaning to a story. Symbolism is used to provide meaning to the writing beyond what is actually being described. A symbol can enhance a theme, idea, or a character. Anything that stands for something other than its literal meaning. For example, the literal meaning of heart is organ in the body, but symbolic meaning of heart is love, passion, romance, etc. Next is irony. Irony is the use of words that mean the opposite of what you really think, especially in order to be funny. Example: this is my brilliant son who failed out of college. She is a great singer who sings like a crow. You can see the sentences are showing their opposite meanings. Next is metonymy. In metonymy, an object is designated by the name of the something which is generally associated with it. Examples are the crown for kings, red coats for British soldiers. Next is synecdoche. In this, a part is used to designate the whole or the whole to designate a part. Examples are: give us this day our daily bread. He has many mouths to feed. A tent sail as a creature. Now next is euphemism. It is the substitution of an agreeable or inoffensive expression for one that may offend or suggest something unpleasant. Examples are: passed away, died, I'm busy, leave me alone, you're being let go, you're fired. And the last is paradox. In this, a statement appears to contradict itself. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength, my weakness is my strength. You can see these are contradictory terms. Now that's all for today's lecture. Hope you understand it very well. If you have any suggestion, comment me in a comment box. Goodbye now.